Good morning to all of you. Myself, Professor Dhaval Chandarana. As we are discussing a unit number 4 of Introduction and Cybercrime and Law of Cybercrime, today we will discuss some more stuff about a cybercrime and law of cybercrime. As previously we will discuss a incident response, what are the different steps to require to implement an incident response before a hacking, and how the incident response team will be help you to recover your data. So today we will start with the point known as a digital forensics. In the world of cybercrime and a cybersecurity, digital forensic it is the most important thing to learn what are the different process to identify the hacking and hackers, as well as the different tools, algorithm and different techniques which we are using by the hackers to hack our system. So digital forensic it is the one of the most important point in a cyber world. First we discuss what is a digital forensics and what are the basic thing which we need to learn about a digital forensics. Digital forensics is defined as a process of preserving, or we can say preservations, identifications, extractions and documentations of computer evidence which can be used by the court of law. Means what are the different informations through which the particular hacking it should be identified and claim the particular case in the particular court of law. It is the science of finding the evidence from the digital media like a computer, mobile phone, server or a network. In short, we can say that through which we can find out the hacking informations as well as the hacker personal informations, so we can claim the particular cybercrime. It provides the forensics team with the best techniques and tool to solve the complicated digital related cases. So now onwards, whenever some cybercrime it should be happen, at that time we are just contacting a digital forensics through which they can access our data like a computer system, mobile phone, server or a network, through which they can extract the informations about the hackers as well as hacking techniques. Digital forensics helps the forensics team to analyze, inspect, identifies and preserves the digital evidence residence on the various types of electronics devices through which hacker can perform the hacking. So they can just getting some information through the different techniques, technology and the algorithm. They can extract the informations of all the related activity should be not a legal one and should be not done by the particular victims. What is the objectives of computer forensics? It helps to recover, analyze, preserves computer and related materials in such a manner that is helps to investigation agencies to present themselves as an evidence in a court of law. Means whenever some cybercrime it should be happen on the particular system, so victim just getting this or her a personal computer to the forensics, they just getting the information through the different technology and methodology, and all the victims, all the informations they can collect it and submitting to the court of law. So based on this, all the victims data as well as the methodology which should be abstract from the computer, mobile phone as well as a network layer, they are presenting behalf of the particular victims. It helps to postals the motivate behind the crimes and identifying of main culprits. Means it is just provide the blueprints against how the crime it should be happen, what can be done, how can be done and what are the different data it should be damaged through this particular crime. So it is just provide the blueprints against the cybercrime. Designing the procedure at the suspect crime scene which help you to ensure that the digital evidence obtained is not corrupted. Means they provide all the informations regarding where the crime it should be happen, what are the different objectives against the particular crime, what they are getting some informations, what they are damaging a particular data, and how they are damaging, so they can easy to recover with a particular data. Data acquisitions and duplications, recovering deleted files and detect partitions from the digital media to extract the evidence and validating them. So one of the question it should be happen in our mind that how they are performing or how they are extracting evidence against the digital fundamentals. So they are just doing nothing but they are recovering a deleting file, find out the different partitions from the cache in a operating system, and getting informations about the different keys, different algorithm, and different attack vectors, or we can say path through the hackers can access our system. Help you to identify the evidence quickly and also allow you to estimate the potential impact of the malicious activity on the victims, because it is the main fundamental things which should be performed by the computer forensics. Means they can help you to getting a data which should be not damaged. They provide the informations about hacker and hacking methodology. Producing a computer forensics reports which offers a complete report on the investigation process. Means after abstracting all the data, they provide some report against the cybercrime. Preserving the evidence by the following the chain of custody is known as a digital forensic entails the following steps. First, identifications. Second, preservations. Third, analysis, documentations, and a presentation. After successfully all the 5 steps, they are generating a reports against the particular cyber crimes, against a criminal behaviors, as well as against a particular personal information which should be abstract from this all the steps. So it is the way how they are provide the cyber crimes report. Identification is nothing but the identify the purpose of investigations, because first we need to know that why the attack it should be performed on your only system. Then second thing, identify the resources required, means what are the different resources through which they can access our data, and what are the targeted system they can perform the hacking. Second thing, a preservations. Data is isolated, secure, and preserved through which they can abstract the informations regarding the algorithm which should be performed on a hackers. Analysis, identify tools and techniques to use, process data, and interpret the analysis result. The main thing which the analysis provide that what are the different techniques and tools which will be used by the hackers. Next, after completing the 3 steps, identifications, preservations, and analysis, the documentation should be happen. Documentations of the crime, since along with the photography, sketching, and crime scenes mapping, means they are including all the images, victims' computers, where the actual attack it should be performed. They are provide all the thing which should be part of documentation, so they can submit all the documents behalf of us onto the court. And the last steps are presentations. A process of summarizing and explanations of conclusion is done with the help of gathering of facts. Means after successfully completions of all the steps, they are just presenting the actual requirement which should be generated the criminals as well as a cybercrime, and what the actual information required by the cyber law. So it is the steps through which a digital forensic is helped to the victim, and a victim can easily identify that how the hacker should be perform a hacking personal computer, and after getting the all presentation they can claim a particular cyber crime against the particular cyber attack. Then now we see what are the different types of digital forensics is available. First one, it is a disk forensics. It deals with the abstracting data from the storage media by searching, active, modify, or deleting file. Disk forensic means they are just elaborated information which are currently available in particular storage like a hard disk, external hard disk, and where the hacking should be performed. Second, it is a network forensics. It is a sub branch of a digital forensics. It is released to monitoring and analyzing of a computer network traffics to collect the important informations and legal evidence, because any crime in a cybercrime world, it should be happen through the internet. So network forensic is the most important forensics types through which they can identify the legal and illegal activities, legal and illegal requests which should be performed by the hackers and provide to the digital forensics. Next one, it is a wireless forensics. It is a division of a network forensics. The main aims to a wireless of forensics is to offer the tools need to collect and analyze the data from the wireless network traffic, means through which they can access a network informations. They are using some tools like a Wireshark and latest one, through which they can easily abstract the informations which should be performed on a internet or in a wireless network. Next, it is a database forensics. It is a branch of digital forensic relating to the study and examine of database and their related metadata. Means it is one of the thing through which a digital forensic presents a actual information and storing the actual information which should be comparing with the past information and the present information and getting some idea behind the hackers and hacking. A database is nothing but to provide the informations regarding what done in a past and what are the different steps which should be performed in a previous one, so they can easily compare with all the techniques and tools which should be performed by the hackers and getting some actual idea about a hackers as well as hacking methodology, and without wasting a time we are getting some actual results. Next one, it is a malware forensics. This branch deal with the identification of malicious code which should be performed by the hackers to study their payloads, viruses, worms, and etc. Because first, the most prior thing is we save our actual data which should be not damaged by the hackers. Through the malware forensics just remove the different kind of viruses, worms which are currently available in our system, or we can say in a hard disk. They are just removing and save our actual data which should be not damaged by till now. Next, it is email forensics. Deal with recovery and analyze of emails, including deleted emails, calendars, and a context. Because nowadays all the activity which should be part of a Google calendars as well as Google contacts, means whatever the activity we should done it through the Gmail accounts, it should be registered by default on a Google calendar. So they are just recover our emails as well as a deleted activity from the calendars. Memory forensics. It deal with the collecting data from the system memory like a system registers, cache memory, RAM in a row from the end, then carving the data from the row dumps. Means it is the actual way where the small information should be part of a register as well as cache memory. So they're getting the important informations about a hackers and hacking methodology through a register and cache. So it is one of the best way to identify a small amount of informations through the particular storage devices. Now, what are the different challenges which should be faced against by the digital forensics? Here are the major challenges faced by the digital forensic is first one, the increase of PCs and extensive use of internet access, because nowadays all the person are using a internet access. So if the use of internet is increased, then the cybercrime is always be increased, and it should be a most important challenges which should be faced by the digital forensics. Second, easy availability of hacking tools, because of freeware tools are easily available. If you are learn a 15 days 20 days particular tutorials of a hacking tools, then you can directly use this on a real life. So it is one of the biggest challenge of digital forensics. Third one, lack of physical evidence makes prosecutes difficulties, because a cyber crime it's not a physical crime. So it is one of the biggest challenge that if hacker can remove the as much as evidence with through the remote access. So it is the challenge of digital forensics. Next, the large amount of storage space into the terabytes that makes this investigation job difficult. I know that nowadays a hard disk of any of simple laptop like a 20 to 25,000 they provide more than 1 TB hard disk. So whenever hacking it should be performed on this system, the digital forensic want to analyze 1 TB data. So it is one of the difficult job to analyzing large amount of data and abstracting some small amount of information. Next, any technology change require an updates or change to the solutions, because a hacker is nothing but a intelligence engineers who can made a latest technology through which they can access a data. So the digital forensic want to update a day to day regularly. So if some new technology performed by the hackers, they can easily perform it. Now we see the advantages and disadvantages of digital forensics, because as a technology era we know that if we perform some advanced level technology, so there are some advantages and disadvantages also. So start with the advantages of digital forensics. First, to ensure the integrity of computer system, because actual concept behind the digital forensic is to retrieve information through all the smallest medium like cache, RAM, register, network, emails and all the thing. So integrity of data it must be there. Second, to produce the evidence in the court which can lead to punish of the culprits. As previously we discussed on the different states about digital forensics, as we see is that our representations of all the documentations, analyzing and informations which should be part of a digital forensics. So as per the requirement of cybercrime world, they provide some information through which hacker can punish. Third thing, effectively track down a cyber criminals from anywhere in the world. That's why a digital forensic is the most important case or most important functionality which should be performed by the cyber world. Now we see a different disadvantage of digital forensics. Digital evidence accepted into the court, however it must be proved that there is a no tampering, because we know that it is a digital evidence, so in form of soft copy it should be represent. But nowadays so many technology it should be available in a free market that they can directly remove all the data without any kind of permissions. Next, producing electronic records and storing them in extremely costly affairs, because hackers know all the things about a digital forensics, so they never put any evidence on a secure as well as unsecure network. If a digital forensic represent any kind of information into the code through which a hacker should be punished, so they can store the data in a really secure devices, and it should be very costly. And the last, legal practitioners must have extensive computer knowledge. As previously we says, it should be a very easy and freeware hacking tool is available in a market nowadays. If you are learn this particular tool for the particular time, you can easy to access or easy to hack any of the system via the internet. So it is one of the disadvantage. If you know the actual process about the digital forensics, if someone misuse this process, they can easily access our data. So guys, it is the way we learn a digital forensics about all the things. I think you are now clear about what is a digital forensics and what are the importance role about digital forensic against the cyber world. Thank you so much.